Following up our last episode on the power lag, we're going to talk about three things as we start to get into talking about the snap. And if you notice a snap, watching here at 120 frames a second, great hitters like Ryan Harvey get into the lag. It only takes them about 3 or 4 frames out of 120 frames a second that this was shot in to go from the lag to the snap position. That's about a 40th of a second. And if you think you can sit there and manipulate your wrist during the snap, you're wrong, because that's way too fast to have a thought process. You have to practice it, get it down good, but then once you'll get to a game, you've got to create that power lag and just let the snap happen with the explosion of the rotation. 3 things though will help you set up the power lag properly and help you get a better snap. One of them is to not come off the back leg too early. I see a lot of hitters, and again, I'm guilty of this myself. I'm coming back from 2 years where I couldn't rotate at all. And what I found was I was just lunging and chasing down my upper body. So coming back, I think it's great to have adversary like that, because it forced me to come back and re-look at my swing and re-drill things that I did before my back injury. And the 3 things that I found that are most key that have worked well for the lessons we've given since, first off, is to keep the weight on the back leg as you go into your connected position, to lower on the rear leg and reach your front foot ahead as a brace leg. That naturally winds you, gets all the power in here. You have the weight on the inside of the back foot. And then when you go ahead and rotate, you notice you already have a good angle, and you can brace and rotate against the front leg. So setting yourself up in that position. Don't be straight legged and just land on your front foot. Makes your front shoulder dive down. There's no ability to rotate at a good back body angle. So when you do your drills, especially your bat on the hip drill, go ahead and lower on the back leg to set your body angle. Keep the weight loaded back here. And when you explode, you'll explode against the front leg and you'll get a great rotation of the thrust. When my back started to get bad about 2.5 years ago, Brett would tell me, hey, I don't see any rotation when we took batting practice. And sometimes I drive my back shoulder up and open, and that would make my swing work better. Although I wouldn't get a great hip rotation out of it, it at least enhanced my ability to get a rotation. When I came back and thought about my Columbus tournament, I know my hips were rotating okay, but my upper body and shoulder were rotating and driving down. I wasn't getting the sync of the shoulders and the hips in sync. Develop shoulder torque, and by that I mean focus on your, when you land, not just letting your hips rotate, but driving your shoulders, this one back, this one around, and getting a good rotation. The rotational trainer I designed some episodes back to help enhance that, but there's something that kind of eluded me on my way back to trying to get a good swing. So to get shoulder torque, and you'll find too that you get a torque between this hip here and this shoulder here. This drives back, this one goes forward. And what that does is gives you a great ability to get a good body angle and have your hips and shoulders rotating at the same speed and also rotating at the same angle, which is very important. So just grabbing the bat across your shoulders will help you wind and rotate. Give you a good shoulder torque, because that shoulder torque is going to go ahead and stab that knob to the inside. We talked about that power lag in the last episode, and that shoulder torque is really going to give you the ability to actually open up and stab that knob forward into the inside and enhance your back coming forward. Lastly, when we talk about the snap, we're getting that great lag, that great rotation of the shoulders and the hips together in sync. When we want to get that level to slide up swing, if you go back to our swing makeover episode where we talked about how the lead wrist blocks a good swing, we want to make sure that this lead wrist turns just enough like a tennis racket to bring that bat around to impact with the ball. If you just leave it locked tight and try to snap like this, you might drop your bat. If this wrist drives the knob to the inside, and if you roll your wrist just a little bit, not rolling over, but if you just take your wrist and turn it just a litlittle bit, it's palm down right here. When you go to impact, it's rolled some, but it's still palm down. It snaps sideways, but it's also turned a little bit. It's changed its position to bring the bat head from lag back to impact with the ball. If I just leave that knob at this angle and just try to turn like that, that bat head's going to drop. It's going to cleave under the ball. It's not going to get a good strike. But if I get just a little bit of roll and break in this and keep it palm down and palm up, when I go to impact, again, it's still palm down, but it's actually brought that bat head up to the ball. Todd, talk about some of the adjustments you made here today to get you more power.
Starting my snap a lot earlier and keeping everything a lot tighter to my body. Letting the ball come back to me a little bit more so I could snap onto it and really drive that bat head around.
When you use the slide tube to stab with your shoulders to the inside, you also started to manipulate that left wrist as you did the stab, didn't you, right from the start?
Yeah, and through the whole year of having that bad habit, somehow, after picking up after Worlds last year, I just need to keep working on that here for the next couple of weeks for Worlds again here, and that and hitting the ball and the slide rope too.
Well, I would say probably the rotational trainer would be a big thing, and using, instead of the bat on the hip drill, the bat up on the chest to work on the shoulder torque. Because I think prior to that I had real good hip rotation, but my shoulders would always drag just a little bit, where now getting the shoulders around, it enables me to get the bat around much more crisper. You know, I can clear things much easier with the bat then.
Sir, may I have a drink of water?
You had a drink of water yesterday. Keep working. We got deadlines to make on these. Fine quality product made by seasoned craftsmen.
How do you like the DeMarini Larry Carter? You really hit some bombs with it.
Yeah, I'm going to be picking one up here this week for Vegas. And
If you have fall leagues or worlds coming up, give Jason, Joe, and the guys at Shirts and Logos in Milwaukee, Wisconsin a call and take advantage of the premier and leader in sub-dime sports apparel for your team or business. All the great shirts you see us wear are made by them with our own custom design or by using one of their awesome layouts. Fast turnover and great quality is a trademark of this pioneer of sub-dye. They're also the licensed provider for DeMarini and Louisville Slugger custom wear. Check them out at shirtsandlogos.com, weardemarinisp.com, as well as sluggercustomuniforms.com for those trademark brands. Along with our main partner, DeMarini Sports, we thank our other partners, Evil Sports and the GT. That's the absolute best combo for improvement of your game. Call them today and tell them you saw their products on our show. Right now, I'll be instructors bringing the Swing Makeover hitting system to the Softball Magazine Senior Camp. 3 days of great instruction and fun at Cocoa Beach, Florida for seniors over 50. November 30th to December 4th. Crank your game both defensively and offensively to the next level. Register for the senior camp, get the magazine, and look at all the other events. As fall comes, we'll wind down our lesson schedule in Wisconsin during our corn and soybean harvest, but come Thanksgiving to Christmas and again in January, Brett and Ken will be in St. Petersburg, Florida giving lessons and clinics. We do this at the Woodlawn Parks in St. Petersburg. And the host hotel is on beautiful St. Pete Beach, the Howard Johnson Hotel. December and January rates are cheap. It's where Brett and I stay, and it's an amazing location. We'll start booking lesson times in late October. Gmail me at the Gmail below. Lesson details are available on our website under Lesson Details. We appreciate all your support as we now have over 4 million views and over 8,000 subscribers. These, among other great websites, will enhance your game and playing enjoyments. See you next episode.